Jeff Bezos, the richest man on the face of the earth to most of us. It's said that he makes what the average American earns in a year within hours. Widely known for his multinational tech company, Amazon, he has spent the last couple of decades amassing fortunes that people couldn't even dream of. Today, we'll take a little trip down memory lane and see how his multi-billion empire came to be. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future tech-tastic videos. Early life. To give you a little background on the guy himself, Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen was born on January 12, 1964, to parents Jacqueline and Ted Jorgensen. His last name was later changed to Bezos when he was 4 years old, after his mother divorced his father and was remarried to a man named Mike Bezos. He showed scientific and technological interests at a young age and quickly increased his abilities in these fields as he grew older. Unsurprisingly, the young talented Jeff graduated summa cum laude from Princeton University with a bachelor's degree in engineering. Humble beginnings. After graduating from Princeton with flying colors in 1986, he was immediately scouted by the likes of Intel and Nokia Bell Labs, which were big tech companies at the time. He declined, however, and chose to work at a financial technology startup called Fitel, where he worked on a network specialized for international trade. After leaving the project, he entered the banking industry through Bankers Trust, working as a product manager. His last job before founding Amazon was at D&E Shaw & Co., a hedge fund that was fairly new at the time, where he became its vice president at age 30. From his employment history alone, one can see the direction in which he would take his own company. And in 1993, after having gained knowledge and experience in marketing and international business models, he would go on to leave D&E Shaw & Co. to create his own online bookstore. Amazon. With the help of his parents' $300,000 investment, he started Amazon in his garage and got to work selling books. The idea for an online store and its entire business plan first came to Bezos while he was on a cross-country road trip. At that time, he had initially planned to call it Cadabra, but immediately changed it to Amazon since it uses the first letter of the alphabet, which he thought would be easier to search online. There were always plans of diversifying the products he sold online, and in 1998, he was able to get music, videos, and later that year consumer goods like groceries and basic household equipment. In 2016, he would go on to sell more than 1 million shares of his holdings for $671 million, which he did again later that year, but with the shares selling for $756 million. Amazon was a massive success, earning more than $54 billion in 1997, and Bezos used most of his money to take over competing businesses, integrating them into his own or shutting them down completely. This massive high, however, eventually reached its low in 2000 when the company's balances dipped and they had to take out loans to keep up the expenses from running their business. And after nearly going bankrupt in late 2002, he decided to close Amazon's distribution center and laid off 14% of its employees. All of this was short-lived though, as his company bounced back from near bankruptcy in 2003 and continued to rise until they secured a $600 million contract with the CIA for Amazon's web services in 2013, and Amazon was officially recognized as the world's largest online retailer. In 2017, he reopened the distribution centers and hired 130,000 new employees. Later that year, he would momentarily get the taste of being the wealthiest man on earth with a net worth of $90 billion, beating out Microsoft founder Bill Gates, until November the same year when the latter's net worth increased to $100 billion. A year later, he would finally take the throne as the world's richest man for many years to come at $112 billion. Blue Origin. Another one of Bezos' business ventures, Blue Origin was a human spaceflight startup company with the goal of space travel and even colonization of other planets for commercial use, and is often compared to companies like Elon Musk's SpaceX and Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic, who are both space travel groups founded by billionaires. Founded on September 2000, the company was largely unnoticed until 2006, when they purchased a large plot of land in West Texas for launch tests and facilities. After a few failed test flights and setbacks, their first orbital launch vehicle, the New Shepard, was announced in 2015, and in November of the same year, it was able to reach the planned test altitude of 100 kilometers before making a vertical landing back to Earth. This company would go on to develop their technology to achieve their ultimate goal of reducing the cost of space travel and making it open to the public. Bezos himself pins large hopes in the company, even selling off $1 billion in stock each year to fund and further develop the test flights and all of the vehicles made to support and test all the phases of testing and operations. The company claimed to be able to start commercial suborbital space flights in late 2018 and that it would cost around $200,000 to $300,000 for a ticket on the New Shepard, but has yet to take any tourists aboard. It does generate income for Bezos though, as each flight is used for scientific and military research, as well as containing payloads to send to space stations. The Washington Post. Purchased by Bezos in 2013 for $250 million under a holding company named Nash Holdings, the first thing he did was remove the payment required for online subscribers in select areas like Texas, Minnesota, and Hawaii. He also renovated the company, bringing it to the digital age with mobile platforms, as well as new and improved analytical software to provide better, more personalized service to its customers. There were, however, criticisms for his purchase of the Washington Post, with people saying that it would allow Bezos to directly control the news and public trends, but these fears were immediately dispelled with a statement from Bezos himself stating that he has left the paper's independence uninterrupted for the most part. Bezos' expeditions. This is where Bezos makes his personal investments, where he has money in almost every sector of the economy. Starting out with an investment in Google for $250,000 in 1998, which has resulted in shares worth upwards of $3 billion in 2017. Other places he has invested, including the healthcare sector, Unity Technology, with the goal of prolonging human lifespan or outright stopping the aging process, along with Grail, Juno, Therapeutics, and ZocDoc. In addition to investing, the company also supports philanthropic efforts in the form of donations and nonprofit projects. These include the building of an innovation center for the Seattle Museum of History and Industry, as well as funding the recovery of space vehicle engines from the Apollo 11 space mission in 1969. Criticisms. With this reputation as a business titan preceding him, it goes without saying that more than enough people have their fair share of doubts and fears as to the power his empire holds. This often has been directed at Amazon, with its uninterrupted donation of the online selling market for the better half of a decade. People believe that this puts too much of the market directly under Bezos' control. In 2018, Senator Bernie Sanders set up the Stop Bad Employers by zeroing out subsidies, subtly abbreviated as Stop Bezos, and accused Amazon of accepting corporate welfare or simply favorable treatment from the government because of his company's potential influence. They even followed up by stating that a third of Arizona's Amazon workers relied entirely on food stamps to sustain themselves. This action prompted the company to increase wages to $15 per hour. Blue Origin was not spared from this either, as many people stated that his vast amounts of money could be spent elsewhere, especially since other billionaires and even government agencies are moving to commercialize space travel. Dipping his feet into this venture was taken as him trying to dominate a new potential market in a kind of new age space race with other billionaires. Bezos has maintained his stance here and states that their goal of affordable space travel remains unchanged. In the end, we can all say for certain that Bezos' wealth is the culmination of his business sense, good timing, and a little bit of luck, and a lot of support when he was starting up. And this all resulted in him becoming the wealthiest man on the planet, with a net worth of over $180 billion as of 2020 and counting. It's estimated that he could become history's first trillionaire as soon as 2026, at which point he would be 62 years old, and even then, no one would come close to his level of riches. And there you have it. What do you think of this look at Jeff Bezos? Did we leave out any important details that you think should be included? What ventures do you find most interesting or alarming? Feel free to comment down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Plus, hit that notification bell for more amazing tech-tastic videos just like this one. Until next time.